Look, if you've ever missed a period or felt bloated for no reason, or maybe you have some chin hairs, maybe a little mustache, have no fear. It may not be stress. It may actually be PCOS.
We interrupt this program for an important news announcement.
I'm gonna tell you guys what the heck PCOS really is and attempt not to burn myself. Hi, my name is Heather and I have been living with PCOS for probably longer than I realized, but I was diagnosed in 2018. And since then, I have been trying to figure out the best way for me to share my experience and teach other women about PCOS. If you're new to my channel, I make all kinds of content in the realm of lifestyle, from PCOS awareness, education, to meals, to fitness, and even some thrifting and fun vlogs in between. But if you are interested in learning about what PCOS is, then go ahead and keep on watching as I curl my hair with my little, this is my wavy talk, probably like 1.5 inch barrel. Okay, so what is PCOS? PCOS stands for Polycystic Ovary Syndrome, which I understand can be a little bit confusing because you don't actually have to have cysts on your ovaries in order to have PCOS. They're actually thinking about changing the name, so I don't know what that name will be, but for now, we're just gonna go by the plain old PCOS. So PCOS is a lot more than just ovaries with cysts on them. It's actually a hormonal disorder. Basically, your body produces way too many male hormones, which are also known as androgens. Think of your testosterone, right? So it produces way too many of those, causing an imbalance in your body. And because of that, it messes with everything. Think your period, your skin, your weight, your hair, down to even fertility and just how you feel in general. There are a lot of symptoms, which is what makes it really hard a lot of times for doctors to diagnose, or even for you to even want to go talk to your doctor, because a lot of these symptoms can mask pretty much anything. But these symptoms include irregular or missing periods, unexplained weight gain, that usually happens like in the lower belly region, acne, specifically around the jawline or chin, and also very commonly cystic acne. So think of lots of acne in one place. I'll actually post a picture of what my skin looked like when I had really bad acne and my PCOS was flaring up. You can also experience hair loss or hair thinning. Oftentimes the thinning is going to happen around like the temples of your hair, closer to the front ends of your hair. I'll actually show you guys a little part of my hair. So basically right here, you'll notice that it looks pretty thin, and that's because that's where a lot of my hair actually started to thin out with my PCOS. But on the same note, even though you can deal with thinning or losing hair, you can actually also struggle with excess hair growth. So think of your mustache. Your chin can be on your belly. It could be sometimes around your nipples. Just think of any place really that maybe a male body would normally grow hair. You could also deal with crazy fatigue. A lot of women with PCOS actually also get diagnosed with sleep apnea. So if you're having trouble sleeping or you can't stay asleep throughout the night, it might be something you want to get checked out. Another thing is crazy cravings. If you're like me and you are always craving something sweet after you eat, maybe you want to get that checked out, because it could mean, not always, but it could mean that you have insulin resistance, which I do. And then of course there is the mood swings, depression, anxiety. Like I mentioned, a lot of times this just kind of gets masked as any other sickness, disorder, whatever you want to call it. But it's definitely something to take note of, because a lot of times you do suffer with a lot more depression and anxiety when you have PCOS. Some of the other possible symptoms, a little bit more scary but not always common, are going to be fertility issues and ovarian or endometrial cancer. So those are just things that you really want to look out for. It's super important to always take care of your body and know what's going on in your body. So just kind of keep an eye on those things. You can also have cysts on your ovaries, polycystic cysts, and I'll actually show you what that looks like for mine. This is what my ovaries looked like the last time that I went and got an ultrasound done, and I still had some follicles, polycystic follicles, all in my ovaries. I'm not really explaining too much what I'm doing, but basically if you're looking, I am taking the hair and doing it. One way will be towards the head, the other way will be away from the head. So you just want to kind of alternate the ways that you're doing the hair. Let me know down below in the comments if any of these were surprising, if they hit a little too close to home, or if you struggle with any of these. Because again, like I said, it really just takes 2 to 3 of the many symptoms to be classified a woman with PCOS. So now you may be thinking, okay, maybe I actually do have 3 of those symptoms, right? How do I get diagnosed? How do I know if I have PCOS? I'm here to tell you it can be really tricky to get a PCOS diagnosis. And I said that because, again, these symptoms can mask many other things. And it's very common for doctors to downplay it and tell you things like, this is 100% normal. It's normal for you to feel this way. It's normal for you to have these symptoms, or it's all in your head. I'm sure you've heard it. I've heard it. We've all heard it, especially as women, that it's all in our heads when we're feeling a type of way. But don't let doctors downplay you. If you ever feel like your doctor's not doing what you need them to do, or they're not testing for things that you want them to test for, immediately find another doctor. Get another opinion and have somebody that maybe specializes in women's health or PCOS, endometriosis, those kinds of things, because they will not tell you that it's all in your head. That's the first step. The next thing is going to be getting testing done, and there's going to be an array of blood work that you need to do. If you want a more in-depth breakdown of what tests and everything to ask for, I actually have a video that I filmed maybe a few years back that I'll post here. Still super relevant, still tells you everything you need to know about what you can do to get tested, but definitely make sure that your doctor is doing a full hormone panel, and make sure that you're getting checked out with that transvaginal ultrasound just to check and make sure that your ovaries are all good. Okay, so you're probably thinking, what causes PCOS? Super common question, something that I definitely asked when I first found out what it was. And really there is no true answer on what causes PCOS. They're still doing a ton of studies to try to see if it is something that can be found in your genetics, which more than likely it is. Also, it has a lot to do with the environment in which you grew up on. There's a lot more studies indicating that childhood trauma and stress actually correlate really strongly with having PCOS as an adult. And then of course also having insulin resistance. Just because you have insulin resistance doesn't mean that you have PCOS, and just because you have PCOS, it doesn't mean that you have insulin resistance. But it is something to keep note of. And something that I really want you guys to take in here is that it's not because you ate carbs, it's not because you don't work out or move your body, it's not because you're doing anything wrong, it just happens, and really there's no way to stop it. All we can do is learn to work with our bodies and get ourselves to a place where we're able to manage those symptoms. So the next time that somebody tells you that it's your fault, or the weight that you've gained, or how tired you are, whether they call you lazy or not, I want you to take a good look in the mirror and understand that this is not your fault, and this is something that's happening to your body, not because of you. So look, my goal here is to break the myths, break the stigma that women with PCOS are just overweight, fat, obese, lazy, that we're not trying, we don't move our bodies, and that it's our fault that we look the way we look. But I want to tell you something. It's 100% not your fault. You're not lazy, and it's something that just happens. Unfortunately, like I said, they don't have a real link to it, but it does go all the way back to family genetics. And so it could be something that you just unfortunately get blessed with. And also something that I want to make note of, because I think it's super important to mention, is we also need to take into account that our bodies work completely different than other people's bodies that don't have a hormonal disorder. So oftentimes when I go to the doctor and they take my weight and my height, I'm always listed as overweight, and I know that that can be really scary or tricky for you because, you know, as women, we kind of grew up looking at the scale. We grew up looking at these celebrities and models and stuff on TV that were like super thin. If you're around my age range, then you know that heroin chic was like the big thing back in the 90s and early 2000s. There's already so much ingrained in our head of what we should look like. But I'm here to tell you that as a woman with PCOS, you don't have to go by those standards. I understand that PCOS can be super overwhelming, and learning about it is really just the first step to everything. There's so much information out there, and there's a lot of stuff that can contradict itself and each other. And I'm here to help you guys kind of sort through all the craziness and find the best and easiest answers that make you feel like you can understand and retain everything there is to know about PCOS. I want you guys to walk away from my videos feeling like you learned a little bit more about yourself and that you feel confident in going to the doctor and asking about how to get tested or what you can do to help your PCOS symptoms. And I want you to know that no matter what happens, you don't have to just go get birth control. A lot of times doctors will tell you things like, oh, well, just get on birth control and come back to me when you're ready to get pregnant. How about no? If you don't want to do that, that's 100% fine. If you can't do that, that's 100% fine. But I think that it's so important for us to learn more about our bodies so that we don't just look for this quick fix that really is just masking symptoms, if you think about it. I'll be 100% honest with you guys. I take Spironolactone for my acne, and there is a huge part of me that's actually terrified to get off of it. I would have to get off of it one day if I decided to have a kid, but I'm terrified because I'm like, will my acne come back? Will it be super crazy? And that's kind of the same thing with all of the other things that they try to give you, metformin, birth control. Those are really just things that will suppress the symptoms for the time being, but it doesn't mean that it's gonna get rid of them forever. And it doesn't mean that it's always gonna be the best for you. If you guys want me to talk a little bit more about my personal experience with metformin, I totally can, but I took it and I did not like it, and I definitely got off of it within like the first year of taking it. I wanted to also give you guys a little snippet on this side. It's gonna be the same thing no matter what I'm doing. I'm gonna do one towards the face and one away from the face. I know I didn't really give you guys a whole bunch of like, how do I actually do my hair, because I wanted to get a lot of this PCOS info out. I'll just show you guys. So that one was going towards my face. So now this one's gonna go away from my face. And I just repeat that. Sometimes I'll do two away and then one towards, or I'll do one towards and one away. Just alternate, and that's what's gonna give you some good waves that definitely don't stick together. This is the final look. Hopefully it looks okay, and hopefully I got everything in the back. Normally I would take a little mirror to look at the back, but I'm hoping it's good. So listen, my babies, you are not crazy, lazy, or broken. Your hormones are just out of balance, and that's 100% fine. I'm here to help you guys navigate this disorder and understand your bodies so that you can live with PCOS in a way that makes you feel empowered, beautiful, strong, and doesn't like take over life. It isn't the main sole focus of your life. So if you want to join me on this journey of navigating PCOS, understanding more about our bodies, and working with our bodies to feel our absolute best, then hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you're not already, because I'm trying to grow up this channel again. And take a look at any of my other videos if you're interested in, you know, vlogging, cooking, thrifting, other PCOS related content. I have a whole playlist for PCOS, so I will also link that at the end of this video if you want to learn a little bit more about it. I do have a little bit more in-depth videos there. I hope this video was helpful. I hope you learned a little bit something about it. And if you have any questions, never hesitate to ask me. Leave them down below in the comment section. I will read every single one and respond to every single one. So thank you guys so much for joining me, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye guys.